Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Is this zoomed in a whole lot? I feel like it is. That's better. That's better. Not that I don't love you. Come closer, come closer. You're welcome here. Today I have the update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. I'm a little bit early this time, but I have some good progress. So I decided, instead of very hastily having to film it next week, we're gonna do it now and we'll be fine. So we're gonna check out all of my eyeshadows and see how I did. So I'm gonna go in no particular order. I have to do this first. Pan Those Eyeshadows was created by Alexi, who is linked down below, and is currently being done by so many people. I am using the spreadsheet that Laney made. Laney is also linked down below to pick my eyeshadows. So I'm randomly generating prompts and then picking my eyeshadows. This way I have a little bit more control over what I'm working on, and I found that this works better for me than just randomly generating the eyeshadows and then trying to hit pan. My goal is to hit pan or do 2 months and a minimum of 15 uses. I know that last time I said I wanted to also do all of the prompts at least once, and then at one point in life have all of the prompts done once, but I forgot to change the setting on the wheel so that it would take the one that I have already had out. And the wheel is so tiny, I cannot find the ones that I had last time and then tap them so that they won't be selected once more. It's a problem for later, so we will see. I don't even really remember what prompts I had last time. Honestly, I'm bad like that. So we're just gonna look at my eyeshadows in no particular order. First up, I have an eyeshadow from my Revolution Birds of Paradise palette. I feel like this was the prompt shadow from your least favorite palette. I like this palette, but the color story makes no sense at all. This is what it looks like. Can you guess what shadow I was working on? It is this one, the shade Exotic. I have made this very easy for myself. You see the 3 shimmers here? They are very soft, very soft. So I knew I was gonna hit pan on this shadow. It only took me 3 uses to hit pan. It was quite a nice shadow, not amazing. So I'm happy that it is rolling out, actually. Then I have the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette. I also remember that this was from my random color generator, and my random color generator generated a very royal blue, and that is in this palette. This is the shade Amsterdam. You can see where I dipped my brush. I honestly only used this shade once. One time. I used it as a liner, and I didn't even have it on for super long. It stained my eyes. So I had this purple line once I have removed all of the eyeshadow. And that kind of made me hesitant to reach for it again. I do love the color. I just have to consider what I'm gonna wear the next day, because I'm gonna be having to cover up purple stains. So I'm probably gonna continue to use it as a liner and then use it 15 times and roll it out. If I haven't hit pan by the 15 uses, I'm not really sure. Yeah, so that is staying in. Then I rolled in my Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. I don't know what prompt this was for, but I rolled in this yellow shade right here. I have used this 5 times so far. You cannot really tell. I've been using this in my crease, so I've been using a big fluffy brush. It's gonna take a while to hit pan, I think, if I even can within 15 uses. We will see. Honestly, I did not really think this through because I also have, let me grab it, an eyeshadow from my Aha Honey palette in here. I am working on the shade Totally Bugging, and this one and the yellow one from Zulu are quite similar. They're not the same, definitely not, but they're similar enough that I'm reaching for one of the two. And I've been reaching more for this one. I have used this one 15 times so far. 13, sorry. You can see, hopefully, that there is a dip starting to form. There we go. But again, I'm using this in my crease with a fluffy brush. I'm wearing it today in the inner third of my crease. So that brush, before it hits the bottom, is gonna take a couple more uses. But it is staying in, at least for 2 more uses. I think I'm gonna continue to work on this, see what happens. We'll see. So 13 uses so far. And then another one with 13 uses that is also in this palette is not originally in this palette. It is from my Colourpop Miss Bliss palette, but I decided to put it in here so that I would have 1 palette out instead of 2. It is the shade Woe. This was in for the prompt, something that starts with W, and as you can see, I managed to hit pan. I used this 13 times. This already had quite a dip going, so that's why I was able to hit pan. Yeah, it's not my favorite. It is one of those mattes with glitters in it. The color payoff isn't great. You just get a lot of glitters on your eyes very sporadically. So I'd much rather go for a good shimmer eyeshadow than this one. But I was able to hit pan, so this is rolling out. And then the last shadow was actually rolled over from the update before this. I'm meaning to say that this was already in and it rolled over to this month. It is from my ABH Norvina palette and I was working on the shade Rose Gold. Now I had previously used it 5 times. I have used it 2 more times. And this is what it looks like right now. So as you can see, I managed to hit pan. And I actually really enjoyed this shade. It was quite a dark, very glam eyeshadow. So it wasn't really an everyday shade. But then again, who makes the rules? Whatever. If I want to do very glam looks every day, who's gonna stop me? Yeah, this is rolling out, which means we're rolling in 3 new eyeshadows. I'm gonna get the wheel and we are gonna roll 3 times. You can never see my wheel in my videos because of the reflection, but it's just as proof that I am rolling. Oh no, this prompt really loves me, doesn't it? Pan Graveyard. Previously tried to hit pan but didn't. I hate that one, but okay. Next. Shadow from your favorite palette. Okay, that is making it a lot more fun. Although I'm gonna have to figure out what my favorite palette is. And then third, shadow that starts with M. Okay, I'm gonna check my shadows and pick, and I will be right back. All right, I have my shadows. This was easier than expected, except for choosing a shade with the letter M. That was a little bit harder. There were a lot of options, but not the best options, but I picked one, so we'll be fine, I think. Looking at this color story, it makes no sense, but I have a decent shot at hitting at least some pans. So for the prompt Pan Graveyard, previously tried to hit pan but didn't. I'm rolling in my Colourpop Miss Bliss palette. Can you guess what I previously tried to hit pan on but wasn't able to? Bingo, it is this one. This is the shade Chakra to Me. That dip is enormous. I swatched it out. I cannot even reach into that dip. It is a crater going down. This was also in my Pan Those Eyeshadows last year at some point, and I really tried my best, but pink isn't my favorite, even though I'm wearing pink today in my crease. I actually am finding ways to make it work. There is a big dip, but compared to, let's say, this one, you can see how deep the pans are from ColourPop shadows. So I think it will still cost me a decent amount of usage before I can hit pan, but I think I might be able to even do it in this month, in this upcoming month. And if not, then not. We will see. But the goal this time, definitely with this prompt, is to now hit pan. I filled once, I don't want to fill again. Then for the prompt, a shadow from your favorite palette. Now this was difficult because I love a lot of my palettes. Honestly, my favorite palette has to be the Nabla Dreamy, but that is my Panda palette this year. So we're not working on that. I mean, not in this project, we're already working on it, and it's hard enough on its own. So I picked my Beauty Bay Earthy palette. This was my level 2 palette for Project Level Up, and I just realized that this is a great palette and I love it very much. So as it was level 2, I already have 2 pans. The shimmers that are left aren't my favorite. This shimmer is the best shimmer ever. I love this color so much. But I am gonna be working on the shade Trance, which is the lightest matte green that is in here. This again is gonna be a very easy shade to wear, to do as a lower lash line color, to do in my crease. It is very simple because it's a light green color. I think it's perfect for spring. I don't know if I can hit pan in this upcoming month, but definitely in the month after if I just focus on this eyeshadow. And then for a shade that starts with letter M, we had a lot of contestants that I didn't want to work on. And I landed on a shade from the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette. This has a lot of eyeshadows with the letter M, that start with the letter M. I'm going to be working on the shade Mr. Tutorial. There we go, right next to Amsterdam, which is also in the project. You can see I swatched it, that is it. I've not used it anymore. This is kind of a gold. It is a darker gold with more of a, I almost want to say greenish reflex. I am working on a gold in my Panda palette, but that one is kind of wearing me out. So I figured if I roll in this gold, maybe I can combine the two. You know, rekindle my love for gold eyeshadows, make them work together. I don't know. Maybe this is gonna get onto the back burner until that one is done. We shall see. But we're working on that one. So swatched out, here is the color story for this month. This is the yellow from the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. Here is the yellow from the Honey palette. You can see they're slightly different. This one is more vibrant yellow, this one is more muted, almost like warmer yellow. I don't know. This is Amsterdam from the Nikki Tutorials Beauty Bay palette. Then we have Chakra to Me from the ColourPop Miss Bliss palette. We have Trance from the Beauty Bay Earthy palette. And last but not least, Mr. Tutorials from the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette as well. I'm trying to get that reflect in there. It's a stunning, stunning shade. So yeah, this color story makes absolutely no sense, but I'm excited to see how many pans I can hit in this month. I am honestly quite positive. If I look at these eyeshadows, I think it's not going to be the easiest, but it's also not going to be the hardest. And that's what's important to me, because if up front I already know that it's going to be super hard, ooh, it's not going to work out for me. So I'm optimistic, actually. We shall see. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. If you do pan that palette, pan those eyeshadows, anything, let me know. I'd love to watch your videos on it. I am a sucker for panning videos. Love watching them. So yeah, let me know if you are doing any projects yourself, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.